I'm in a bit of a state of shock at how much this little realm set up for Waidwen within Rimmergan's realm has affected me. Because of what I've learned since becoming a Watcher, and also when I was young, and lost my father in the Saints' War between Ried Saris and the Deerwood, I've never been one to be very religious, or to think highly of the gods. But if there was ever a moment that would make me question my views, it would be the moment of seeing Waidwen leading the attack on the bridge, just a moment before the Godhammer went off. This was a near mystical event for me, just seeing what it looked like, and then speaking to both Waidwen and Eothas. My views won't change, of course. The gods are, as they are, awful, and Eora would be better off without them, but I think now I see why Waidwen was finally able to rally a nation to go on the attack, and people like my father, blindly followed onto their deaths. My views on the gods haven't changed, but now I see why others followed them. I've only seen them in some kind of inner vision, where they take me to speak to them. I haven't seen them other than Eothas walk around in Eora. Perhaps if I had when I was younger, I might have become a devoted worshipper as well. They don't often walk among us, and it is rare. Yet, I do know that they have an enormous amount of power. How odd it is to be closed off from the people that are supposed to follow you. After this experience, I think I'm the better for it. Now I don't think so lowly of my father or the people of Ried Saris that died in the war. I suppose that the spirit we're to help here is Waidwen then.
What do you think they want?
No, there's another one. Another soul collector. Yeah, spirit who will help us through Rimmergan's domain is Waidwen. Never would have thought I'd see that spirit ever. Oh, there's more. What is this?
Time to rethink this stratagem.
A temporary
No.
Ow.
Let's go. This thing isn't doing the job.
Oh, we're taking it down. There.
I reap what I sow.
Seems to like targeting me. I have no idea why.
That dog won't hunt.
Stunned it.
Are you ready?
That's down.
What can I do you for?
This isn't as effective as you seem to think.
Of course, I was brought down again. Too many injuries. Wrenched knee, bruised ribs.
On it.
Corrosive soul essence, spirit residue. Interesting. What's this? Primal flame. Okay, so this is the moment after the Godhammer has gone off. We have to find pieces of Waidwen. Everything should be different.
Will do.
Corrosive soul essence, spirit residue, more of the same. Oh,
If we could rest for a bit, I'd be
yeah.
much
I
obliged.
forgot that there may be other traps here. Is that Waidwen? Right there it is, the shining head. Okay, I can redirect the light. Hold Waidwen's sundial up to the light. But I haven't found the soul aspect of him here. There's got to be more. Interesting that we can go back and forth in time like this. My life, if anything, is not boring. Well, I don't see anything. We haven't found any... There's a tower, there's Waidwen.
How might I assist?
Use your wand to attack.
Did I do that?
We need somebody with a gun. Anybody have a pistol on them? Actually, I don't think anybody does. So this isn't doing anything. Is there any way to communicate with... Otherwise we just have to go further in time, or back to the beginning. I don't know. It kind of looks like there's spirit essence over there, but we can't get over there.
Will do.
Whoa. Maybe I can look at Waidwen. Explosion of the Godhammer bomb has ripped Waidwen's body in half. Yeah. It happened so quickly that his face has yet to lose the crease of concern he wore a moment ago. In this broken state, he is beyond any help.
I've got it.
Okay, hold Waidwen's sundial up. Light shines down the sundial's pinhole and aligns with noon. Well, dawn is where we just came from, so let's try dusk. As I adjust the sundial, the ambient light shifts around at me, and the ground trembles beneath my feet. I don't know what this is going to look like. Dusk? But they're still flying in the air. This should be just a smoking ruin by now. It's still happening. What is that? We're cut off from the rest of it. Okay. Well, the light behind us is the way home, but Waidwen... Torn apart by the force of the bomb, Waidwen is a tableau of agony. Any divine aspect has fled, leaving him nothing more than a mortal in great pain. In this broken state, he is beyond any help. Perhaps this will lead to where we can help him. More light.
On it.
A beam of clear, radiant light cuts through the murky expanse of the beyond. The air around it is notably warmer than the rest of this realm. I'll hold the sundial up. Okay, step away for now. I just want to see what's down here, because this will take us into a different area.
It's nothing.
Yeah, well, we have to rest now. I can't imagine that there would be a trap here, but there was. Everything's still in the process of just being destroyed. That's soul essence. I see all that purple and pink. Okay, let's rest here, since it seems to be stuck in time. Too many of us are injured. Perhaps I should try going... I don't know. We'll try the time just before this. Hold on once. So, the noon. We're in a different area. Unless this takes us back. Okay, so we are in a different area. The bridge Ablaze. This is just as the bomb went off. I suppose that there are traps here. Yep. Which I cannot seem to get rid of. Ah! Ah! Didn't affect me. What is a wandering soul here? Is this part of Waidwen? A splintered fragment of Waidwen's soul clings to the spot, endlessly recalling some piece of memory consumed by guilt and shame. I'll read the soul. I dangled my legs over the edge of a dock. In the gloom of pre-dawn, the lake resembled a mirror of polished obsidian. My father approached with a pair of fishing rods. Back then, he stood as tall as a mountain. He expected me to be ready in the boat by now. What had me so distracted? I echo Waidwen with how he spoke. Father, would the morning still come if Eothas wasn't there to draw it over the horizon? He sighed, a foolish question. Eothas is the dawn. His absence would be the death of all light. You are old enough for this to be obvious. What is truly on your mind? My father knows me well enough to see through this obvious deflection. Wouldn't life go on without the gods? Before I could finish the thought, the fishing rods clattered to the ground, and my father struck me hard enough that I pitched forward into the lake. My mouth opened with a cry that was quickly stifled by the cold water. He bellowed that the gods deserved gratitude, not an ignorant child's faithless doubt. I should thank Eothas for the harvest and the dawn. Pride will only make me complacent. I was never a strong swimmer. By the time I desperately clawed my way back to the surface, my father had rowed out to the middle of the lake to be alone. I knew better than to call out to him and to interrupt his fishing. I sat on the shore and awaited his return. When the dawn crested the horizon, I didn't give thanks for the warmth it brought. I wanted to remember the cold.
What did you see in there anyway?
Well, he didn't start out as an avatar of Eothas, did he? And look at the way his father treats him. I've known people like that all my life, though, before I became a... Not even before I became a watcher, when I was a cipher. I left home to join the mercenaries, and I was actually found a man willing to train me to be a cipher. And from then on, I never had to deal with those fools, those religious nutjobs again. Waidwen and his father had some turbulent disagreements over faith.
Strange thing to think of right before you get blown to pieces, don't you think?
Yes, I guess so. But he wanted to remember the dark, which is interesting. So we found one soul fragment there.
Will do. Nope.
To find a couple more. I'll hold this sundial up to the light. Turn the ring to the dawn. Makes me think about my life. The bridge ablaze, the moment before. There are traps out here. I seem to have triggered one. With a burn. These traps are extremely annoying. Little priest.
Damn it. Why can't I remember?
The soul of this robed priestess circles around the same thoughts in a pattern reminiscent of pacing. Who are you? She doesn't seem to hear me.
I memorized that illusion spell. How can it be gone? Another second and Waidwen will know the bomb is here. Damn it, girl. This is your chance. The whole point of the thing is that his soul finds him first.
As I intuit her meaning, I catch a flash of memory. Robed priests assembling a delicate mechanism, spiked copper plates housing a fragile shard of Adra. The Adra houses a piece of Waidwen's soul. Oh. Waidwen's soul... Oh, maybe... I give her the memory of Magronite incantations. I think this is just what you're looking for. No sooner does the book make contact with her than it ceases to exist, absorbed into her memories. I feel the essence of the priestess swell with life and vigor. I've lost the memory of Magronite incantations.
Of course. Simple. How'd I forget a thing like that anyway?
As she begins the incantation, I comprehend where and how the bomb was hidden. Knowing this, it feels as if 1,000 pairs of eyes are observing my progress at once. The illusion fades under their scrutiny.
Right.
Thing of fire. I wonder the Magronites... It was the Magronites who created it.
On it.
The heat of Magron's fire cinches my face as I draw closer to the Godhammer bomb, which feels poised to go off at any instant. Under layers of copper plating, enchantments, and volatile materials, I sense a fragment of Waidwen's soul. It reaches out to me in blind confusion. A parchment-thin shard of Audra is positioned inside of a spiked copper trap. When a current of essence conducts through the Audra, the trap will snap shut and complete a circuit. It would take incredible care to extract the soul without setting off the bomb. We use betrayal to embody Durance, the old priest we had with us. Woman, reveal to me the construction of this bomb. Suddenly, I'm in the memory of the priestess. She recalls my voice to a workshop hidden somewhere dark and secure. There is so much explosive material in the air that a single candle would ignite the world, so the ambient light is conjured by prayer.
Are you all right? You sound like you've been eating coal dust. Again.
She turns to me, wearing a frown. Durance always was a bit of an old codgy bastard. Your concern means less than the heretical shit I took this morning. Speak to me of the bomb.
This work has changed you, and not for the better.
She blinks at me and shrugs. She lays out a vellum schematic of the bomb, showing a detailed cross-section of the detonator. It's a delicate assemblage, similar to a trap, composed of brass and Audra. The latter is infused with the essence of a saint. Armed with this understanding of the bomb, I know I could disarm it with little difficulty. Disciple, I apologize for my tone. I don't know how I came to be this way.
I don't want to hear it. Go. We're burning daylight.
She shakes her head and resumes her work, all too happy to put me out of mind. I leave the memory wiser for the experience, but it feels as if I'm covered with a thin layer of ash that I can't wipe clean. Recalling Durance's memory of the schematics, disarm the bomb. I carefully reach inside the bomb. In no time at all, I'm up to my shoulders in delicate gears and cogs, taking care not to displace anything. Crotchety was the word, not Kaji. Crotchety old bastard is what Durance was. He was always a miserable. Man. Something in the guts of the machinery falls off in my hand, but the Godhammer remains inert. I'm able to reach the Audra at the heart of the detonation trigger and pull Waidwen's soul free without incident. My father reached up from the sickbed and clutched at my wrist, his fingers gnarled and skeletal. I'd seen enough of his condition spreading through the colony to know he wouldn't last long. It was a miracle he hung on this long. His breathing was labored, his voice ragged, but his gaze was alert and full of questions that only I could answer. I don't really know what to say. I suppose I'll echo Waidwen. I'll see after the farm when you're gone and make sure it stays in the family. He shook his head and maintained his grip. His lips and nose were stained by the Vorlus cough, a plague that colored the phlegm purple. To me it resembled an actor's smeared face paint. He asked in a ragged whisper if I kept to my faith. I echo, Waidwen. I still thank Eothas for the harvest and the dawn, just as you taught me. Satisfied, he nodded, but then his grip tightened as another fit of coughing crumpled him into a ball. I echo Waidwen again, and I'll thank him for the dusk as it settles over you, father. The coughing fit rattled to a halt as my father regarded me in wide-eyed shock. I pry away his hand. You left me to face a cold dawn. Now you can give thanks to the fading of your light, and you can do it alone. I moved away from the sickbed that was soon to be a deathbed, closing the door quietly behind me. Then I stepped out onto the porch to savor the last rays of the day.
What did you see in there anyway?
A look of genuine curiosity comes over Adair's face as he levels his gaze to meet mine. Waidwen never forgave his father.
That's a hard thing to carry all this way.
Is it? Or is it because I've made it that? I don't know. Well, that's another essence, so there should be another one. Let's go back to the light. Where is the light that we need to go to get out of here? Let's go up here. I think there was a light here, was there not? Yes. And there's Waidwen. We'll just hold on until we get the last soul fragment. Hold Waidwen's sundial up to the light. The light shines down the sundial's pinhole on the lines of the dawn. Now, this is the dawn. We've gone through the noon. Let's go to the noon again. Perhaps I can speak to him. But wait. I think I'll restore a fragment of his soul and then try speaking to him, because I couldn't do it before. While he's still together.
The water, so cold. This day I believe Father wanted me to drown. If my faith was untrue, then I wasn't worthy to be his son.
The soul of Waidwen feels more vibrant and lively, but he isn't whole just yet. There must be more soul essence located nearby. Yeah, there should be one more, I believe. Let's go into the noon and try to speak to his body. Perhaps there'll be a little bit more of him to speak to. Not when he's torn up, but just as the bomb's going off and he's lost half of himself. Right here. Well, that makes me think that I should go over to the other side, past Waidwen, but all the soldiers were in the way. Perhaps there's a soul essence I could read over there. The explosion of the Godhammer bomb has ripped Waidwen's body in half. It happened so quickly that the face has yet to lose the crease of concern he wore a mere moment ago. Try and restore a fragment of Waidwen's soul. Waidwen is unresponsive. He can only be made whole while his body's intact. Is there any way to get past? To go into the dawn and get past these soldiers? That really looks to me like a soul essence over there. Well, there's no light to transport us. And this is just the edge of the illusion. Well, I don't see my father among them, but... it would be nice to be on this side of the bridge after. A triumphant battle cry is frozen on their lips, their spittle suspended in the air. I have to figure this out.
I've got it.
Well, there doesn't seem to be Step away. Doesn't seem to be anything I can do now. Over here. But I know in the noon that you can. It took like a portal that took us over to the other side. To the wooden bridge area. Just looks like a lot of soul essence, but maybe I'm just seeing their soul essence as it's being torn from them. There's 2 lights. There's no way to get down there now. Let's try going to the dusk. And we can't go anywhere. Well, there is this gate, but we need to find that last bit of his soul. We can't leave this spot unless we take the portal out. Oh. Can we go this way? Seems we can. I assume there'll be traps along here. There's something over there. The people wandering off, falling off. Oh. 12 stood. Heavy armor. Legendary. Well, we'll definitely be taking that. If we can take that out of Rimmergan's realm, why not? There's the soul. And the usual things. Let's speak to this part of Waidwen. Fragmented from Waidwen in the blast, a splinter of soul essence feverishly clings to a moment in life now forgotten. Read the soul. I drew my sickle across a thin patch of Vorlas. The harvest would be a poor one, but at least that was a shared burden that no one in Riad Saris suffered alone. We could use some rain to go with all that sunlight, Eothas. My thanks in advance. As usual, there was no reply. I drew the sundial out from under my shirt, but the light had waned too much to judge the hour. I echo Eothas, Waidwen. I flinched as the chiming of a bell echoed from some distant source. A sensation of warmth spread across my back. I echo Waidwen. Who's there? The daylight blossomed to life, exploding into many colors that filled the sky. I turned to face it, shielding my eyes until I realized that it didn't hurt to look into this brilliance. A glowing figure loomed before me. I echo Eothas. Do you still thank me for the dawn and the harvest, Waidwen? I dropped to my knees. I felt laid bare before the light of Eothas. Every word spoken in hate, every punch I threw first, every time I turned my back to the dawn, they were all to his to judge. Forgive me, my lord, I echo Waidwen. The luminescent figure flickered in a way that reminded me at once of a guttering candle and a chuckle. I echo Eothas. Do you think I'm here to admonish and cast you into the lake? No, I would draw you back to the warmth for a higher calling. He knew. Suddenly, I felt like that child again, vulnerable and alone before a looming all-powerful presence. I echo Eothas. Fear not, for you are chosen above all others. You will be the light to bring about the rebirth of an empire. An empire? It was gibberish to me, but Eothas probably knew something I didn't. Of course he did. His words filled me with a warmth and confidence that I had never felt before. I echo Waidwen. If we do this, we do it as partners. Eothas didn't need to affirm my statement. I knew it would be true. The sickle fell from my grip with a clatter as a hand reached out from across a great distance to touch my brow. A light stole over my vision. Much later, I awakened a changed man.
What did you see in there anyway?
Look of genuine curiosity comes over Adair's face as he levels his gaze to meet mine. Waidwen chose this fate for himself. He and Eothas shared a bond.
I suppose that's better than Eothas forcing it on him. I always wondered about that. A lot of folks did.
Well, we have all the pieces of Waidwen. Let's return to him when he's still in his complete form. Or does it matter? I don't know. But I'd like to go back to when he was whole. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.